second sunrise and to our nightly series, Silver Moon Stories. Here, each evening, we share calm tales to help you unwind, reflect, and rest deeply. Every sound and every word you'll hear is crafted to slow your breathing and guide your mind gently toward peace. So find a comfortable place to rest, let your body soften, and allow the quiet to meet you where you are. This is a gentle sleep story about the Midnight Lonely Hearts Café, a place that appears only for those who are awake and feeling alone at this hour. If you are awake right now and it feels like the whole house is holding its breath, I want you to know something simple and true. There is nothing wrong with you tonight. You are not failing at sleep, and you are not behind some invisible schedule that everyone else is keeping without you. Nights like this happen, especially after a long life of carrying responsibilities, tending to others, and holding things together through seasons that asked for your steadiness more than your rest. If it helps to name it, it may be around 3 in the morning, that quiet hour when clocks feel louder and the world feels farther away, and the mind can begin to whisper that you are the only one awake. But you are not the only one. You have never been the only one, and you do not have to prove anything here. I am here with you now. In the gentle way a small lamp keeps a room from feeling too dark, and if your thoughts are moving quickly, you do not have to chase them. You do not have to fix them. You do not have to understand them. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. Just let that sentence settle somewhere in you, like a warm cup being placed within reach. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. And if loneliness is sitting close beside you in this quiet hour, not as a dramatic feeling, but as a soft weight, an empty space, a sense of the world being too wide for one person to hold alone, then this story is for you. This story is not here to solve you or change you or hurry you toward rest. It is here to keep you company as you drift. So allow your shoulders to soften by just a small degree, as if you are loosening a coat you have worn all day. Allow your jaw to relax and let your breath be whatever it is, without forcing it to become anything else. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. There is a place not far from nights like this that keeps one warm light on. It is not the kind of place you find on a map, and it is not the kind of place you stumble into during the busy hours of daylight. It appears quietly, as if it has always been waiting, and it only opens its door for the hearts that are awake when they would rather be sleeping, and lonely when they would rather feel held. Some people call it the Midnight Lonely Hearts Café, and you do not have to get up to reach it. You do not have to sit up or turn on a light or convince yourself to be brave enough for anything. You can simply find yourself there the way a dream carries you without effort, the way a memory can place you in another room before you even realize you've moved. So, in the gentlest way, imagine that the night has arranged a quiet street for you. The air is cool, but not cold, and it touches your skin like clean water. The street is still, and yet not empty. There is the faintest sound of the world in the distance, a soft hum that could be a far-off road, or a late-night train, or simply the city breathing in its sleep. Above you, the sky is deep and dark, the kind of dark that makes you feel small in a peaceful way, as if the night is wide enough to hold whatever you cannot carry alone. And as you move along this quiet street, without hurry, without effort, you notice something ahead, a warm amber glow, not bright, not sharp, not demanding your attention, but steady and kind. The kind of light that says, without words, you are welcome to come closer. And as you approach, the shape of a small café takes form. Its windows are softly fogged at the edges, as if the warmth inside has been patiently meeting the cool night air. Rain is falling outside, not in a storm, but in a gentle, consistent rhythm, tapping lightly on the glass and the awning above the door. You can smell coffee before you reach the entrance, and something else too. Something sweet and familiar, like warm milk, like cinnamon, like the memory of a quiet kitchen before everyone else wakes. Above the door, there is a small bell, and it is the kind of bell that doesn't ring loudly, but offers a soft chime, like a polite hello. You pause for a moment outside, not because you have to prepare yourself, but because the scene is so calm that your body begins to believe it. And if there is any part of you that wonders, will I have to talk? Will I have to smile? Will I have to explain why I'm here? Let that worry loosen right now, because this cafe does not ask those things of anyone. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. When you open the door, it gives easily, as if it has been expecting you, and the bell offers its gentle chime. The warmth inside is immediate, wrapping around you like a soft blanket that has been waiting on the back of a chair. The air smells of roasted coffee and herbal tea, and something baked earlier in the night, something simple and comforting. The lighting is low and amber, not dim in a gloomy way, but dim in a restful way, like a room designed for people who are tired of being seen too sharply. No one turns to look at you. It is that kind of place. There are a few tables spaced comfortably apart, and each table has its own small lamp, the kind with a warm shade that turns light into something gentle. The chairs are cushioned and familiar, as if they were chosen by someone who understands what it means to live in a body that deserves softness. Along one wall, there is a low shelf of books, the kind people pick up slowly and put down without guilt. Next to it is a basket of simple knitting supplies and a jar filled with pencils, as if anyone might decide to write a line or two and then rest again. Behind the counter, there is no bright menu board, no buzzing neon signs. Instead, there is a small handwritten menu on a piece of thick paper, framed like a keepsake. Warm drinks only. Tea, coffee, warm milk with honey, chamomile, cocoa, something called night blend, and something called kindness. There are no prices, and somehow that feels right. You can choose a table without anyone watching, without anyone expecting you to perform your way into belonging. You can sit at the edge of the room or near the window. You can take the corner table that feels safest, or the table that feels like it might help you remember what it is to be held by a room. And there, in one of the corner tables, under a small warm lamp, is a place that already feels like it knows you. You sit down, and the chair welcomes your weight without resistance. And as you settle, a warm cup appears on the table, not with fanfare, not with a server asking questions, but simply as if the café knows what to offer. A cup with steam curling upward in slow, patient ribbons. You wrap your hands around it, and the warmth moves into your palms, into your fingers, into the small places where tension likes to hide. A tiny sound reaches you then, the soft clink of a spoon against a ceramic cup somewhere across the room. And with that sound, the cafe seems to breathe with you. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. There are other people here, but it does not feel crowded, and it does not feel lonely in the sharp way. It feels like a gentle gathering of quiet souls, each one carrying their own life, each one allowed to set it down for a while. Near the window, someone sits with reading glasses pushed up on their head, a small book open in front of them, and when they turn a page, they do it slowly enough that the sound is almost like a whisper. At another table, someone has a cardigan draped over the back of their chair, the kind of cardigan that looks well worn in a comforting way, like it has been through years of early mornings and late evenings, and they rest their hands around a warm cup for a long moment, as if they're letting the heat travel into them. Somewhere in the room, you hear the soft, steady click of knitting needles, then a pause, then another gentle click, like a calm little metronome, keeping time for the night. And at a table not far from yours, someone sits with a pencil in hand, not writing much, just making a few quiet marks on paper now and then, as if they're letting thoughts drift out gently, without having to hold them inside. No one is performing. No one is trying to impress. No one is trying to be cheerful in a forced way. This cafe is made for people who have done enough of that in their lives. And the quiet companionship of the room wraps around you like warmth. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. Your cup stays warm, as if the cafe understands that warmth is not just a physical thing, but a feeling. You take a slow sip, and the taste is gentle, not too strong, not too sweet, just enough to feel like comfort moving through you. The rain outside continues its soft rhythm, and every so often, a car passes somewhere in the distance, not close enough to disturb you, just enough to remind you that the world is still turning even in the quiet hours. The lamps on the tables glow steadily, and you notice how the light falls across the room in soft pools, creating little islands of calm. You can let your attention move from one island to another without needing to hold on to anything. You can listen to the tiny sounds that make this room feel alive. The faint scratch of pencil on paper, the quiet click of knitting needles, the soft exhale of someone settling deeper into their chair, and somewhere behind the counter, the gentle sound of a kettle being set down. Then, as if on cue, another part of the cafe ritual arrives. A small plate is placed near you with something simple and warm, perhaps a small biscuit, perhaps a piece of toast with honey, perhaps a soft slice of cake that tastes like evenings in safety. No one asks if you want it. It is just there, an offering, a kindness. You do not have to eat it. You do not have to do anything with it at all. It is enough that it is offered, because nothing is being asked of you tonight. And as you sit there, hands around the warm cup, the room seems to say, in its quiet way, you can stop holding yourself so tightly. You have carried enough. You have stayed strong enough. You have shown up enough. Tonight you can simply be. Tonight you can rest. Tonight you belong. The cafe has a way of letting time slow down without making it feel heavy. Minutes do not drag here, they soften. Your eyelids may begin to feel heavier now, not because you are forcing them, but because your body is beginning to recognize safety. The chair supports you. The warmth supports you. The quiet supports you. And the companions around you continue their gentle actions, not to distract you, but to remind your nervous system that you are not alone in the world, even when the night tries to convince you otherwise. The person by the window turns another page. The person with the cardigan lets their hands rest. The knitting needles click, then pause, then click again, like a slow heartbeat made of sound. And the pencil makes a few more quiet marks, then goes still. And a small phrase moves through the cafe like a soft current, not spoken loudly, not spoken to anyone in particular, but present in the air the way warmth is present. Tonight you belong. Tonight you do not have to be brave. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. A tiny sound again, spoon against ceramic, a sip, a slow breath, and your own breathing begins to settle into that rhythm, without effort, without instruction. Now the cafe begins very gently to dim its lights. Not suddenly, not in a way that startles, but so slowly you almost do not notice at first. The amber glow becomes softer, more like candlelight, and the rain outside begins to sound farther away, as if the world is stepping back to give you space to rest. Your cup is still warm, but you do not need to hold it tightly now. You can let your hands rest. You can let your shoulders drop a little more. You can let your body become heavy in the chair, the way a tired body deserves to be heavy. There is nothing you need to do, no thought you need to finish, no feeling you need to solve. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. Tonight you belong. Tonight you can stop performing. Tonight you can let the night hold you. The cafe is still here. The warm lamps are still here. The rain is still here. And you are allowed to drift the way a leaf drifts on calm water, the way a candle's flame steadies when the air becomes still. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. If your mind offers you a thought, you can let it pass like a car far away on a distant road, not close enough to matter, not close enough to pull you out of this softness. If your body shifts, it can settle again without judgment. If your breath changes, it can change without effort. Tonight, you belong. Nothing is being asked of you tonight. You can rest now. And If you drift into sleep, the cafe will simply keep its warm light on, quietly, patiently, for anyone else who arrives in the night. Tonight, you belong. Nothing is being asked of you tonight.